I want to ask you a question, and I want you to think long and hard about this question because it's really an important question. Have you been born again? The Bible talks about being born again to a living hope. How do we do that? What does that mean to be born again to living hope? It means you have put your faith in Jesus. It means that your hope is alive. It means that the same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead is living inside of you. That's good news because that means you have been saved by the grace of God. Maybe you don't know God's love. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. God made a way for us to be saved. Each one of us, like sheep, have gone astray. We've all turned to our own way. But God sent a shepherd, the shepherd who shepherds God's children, the Lord Jesus. Jesus is alive today. Jesus is at the right hand of God today. If your hope is in Jesus, you are alive today. If you don't have hope in Jesus, and your hope is just in this world, then your hope is dying. It's a dying hope. Because everything in this world that you can collect and cling to will one day burn up. One day it'll cease to exist. Everything you fight for and war after and lust after, everything gone, burned up under the blazing glory of Jesus. When Jesus returns, none of these worldly things that you think is so important are going to matter anymore. They're not going to matter anymore. They're going to burn up. They'll be gone. They'll turn into dust. So I want to ask you something again. Have you been born again to living hope? Have you put your faith in Jesus? You say, who's Jesus? God's Son. One day he's going to return. Now you might be thinking, yeah, they've said that forever. But you know what? I still believe it. We don't know when he's coming, but I believe that Jesus is going to come. You might be like, well, I'm young. I'm enjoying my life. I'll do it later. Later? Where's later? Where does the Bible promise us tomorrow? Even if we didn't have the Bible, do we really have a promise of tomorrow? Have you ever been to the funeral of somebody in their 20s and 30s? I have. They had dreams for tomorrow. They were going to do some things later, but it never came. You don't have a promise of tomorrow. You have today. You have this moment. And I'm praying that if God is dealing with your heart about salvation, that you put your faith in Jesus, because he can transform your life. Maybe you've tried to give up certain sins or habits and you turn right back to them. Maybe you try to be a good person, but then you realize you can't be good enough. And the truth is, you can't be good enough. Jesus was perfect. He died on the cross. He took the punishment that we deserved to give us life that we don't deserve. Jesus took my sin, the punishment for my sin, so that I can be forgiven. My sin, as far as the east is from the west, so far as God removed my transgressions from me. I have hope. I have living hope. There is hope in my life that one day, whether Jesus comes back and I meet him in the air, or if I raise from a grave and meet Jesus in the air, I have hope. These things in this world, thank God for things I get to enjoy. Thank God for the beauty that I see in the world. But I know those things are going to be gone one day. I don't cling too tightly to those things. Jesus is my hope. I live this life with a cross on my back. You don't see it. It's not an actual literal cross. But it's kind of like I've crucified my life with Christ so that I can follow him. I pray today, if you haven't put your faith in Jesus, that you would pray, Jesus, forgive me my sins. My sins, they're so deep and I can't give them up and I've struggled with them for so long. Jesus, forgive me my sins. And salvation and hope. And you can be born again to living hope today. Your life can be completely different today. I pray that you would put your faith in him today. God bless you.